Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed doing the labs, and I hope you've got your head around some of the basic select syntax now and you're ready to move on. So for this module, we're going to look at some slightly more sophisticated examples of using select, and Jeff is the expert. So Jeff, why don't you tell us a little bit about using the select statement?
Thank you. So we're extending what we've done. So we've done some select already. Taking that a bit further, we're going to look at removing duplicates from our record set, and we saw there was some before where we got the same sizes and they were repeated in there. We've talked about order by. We're going to have a look at using that in practice and how we can sort our results. And then a few more things we'll work with a bit more complex with sorted results, and we'll also look at how we can filter our data. So at the moment we're finding every single row, and we want to reduce that down and say, actually, no, specific rows we're interested in that we want to find and how we can do that.
Okay, great.
So to start off with removing duplicates, a lot of the data we've been showing a few columns, but if we'd just shown one column and there'd been lots of size 58 or medium, and that would have been repeated. So every single row that we've got will be returned. So if I've got 58 rows and they all have the same piece of information, I'm going to get 58 entries with that same piece of information. So in here we've got a list of colours for our products. Now we're going to get one row per every single item I've got in there. So although I've got 2 blues, 2 yellows, I'm getting 1 per row. So I don't really want that. I want to know what colours are we producing.
So this is one you're getting one for each product. It's not one for each colour, it's one for each product.
No, every single product's got its own row, yeah.
Yeah, so you're getting one row back for every product, and that means you're going to have multiple colours because some products are the same colour. Now you got select all, but you haven't put all in the query.
No, in many cases actually, people who write SQL are somewhat lazy.
Okay.
And we have a tendency to leave out unnecessary words. In fact, select all you will practically never see written because everyone understands that you want, if you don't define anything else, you want all of the rows. So we don't tend to write select all. You mentioned as when we're doing aliases, it's good practice to use that because if we leave it out, it looks very, very similar to a comma being there, and that means something completely different. So we do tend to type as, although we don't need it. All, I'm trying to think, I don't think I've ever seen anyone write it in all seriousness because you don't have to.
Okay.
And as we get later on, you'll see there's some things actually where we have optional, we'll talk about, you could put this word in, or sometimes you can put different words in, it does the same thing. Because it's quite a fluid language, it's quite reasonable with its programmers. A lot of procedural languages are very, very strict. This is not. We can actually do things in a slightly different ways. It doesn't make any difference to what the actual engine does.
So select all, it's going to bring, in this case, it's going to bring back a row for every product, and that means in my result set, if I'm only looking at the colour, I still get a row for each product. So if I've got multiple products with the same colour, I get multiple colours.
You get the same number of rows as you have products.
Okay.
So to get rid of those excess ones, because I only want to know what colours do we sell, then we can use that keyword distinct. So it's an alternative to all, but actually, as we said, we don't really type all. So if we put the word select distinct in, we get distinct colours in there. Now, if I had another column, though, we're talking about distinct in terms of everything I've typed in. So if I had distinct colour, comma, size, then it would be distinct colour size combinations.
So it's distinct at the row level, not at the individual column.
That's right, yeah, because otherwise how would it decide which colour row to display? So for blue, would it know to do the medium, the large, small? It doesn't understand. So it displays all of the distinct rows.
Okay.